Session 10, Long-Running and Autonomous Workflows. Short interactive tasks hide failure modes that long-running work exposes: context compaction, stale assumptions, tool failure, partial progress, runaway scope, and unclear completion. Autonomy must be designed, not inferred from a request to keep going. By the end of this session, you will know how to write an autonomous task contract, how to design recoverable milestones, how to manage context with durable artifacts, and when to stop, escalate, retry, or recover. Watch a long-running task fail in the ways a short one never shows you. Context compaction erases the early decisions the agent is still relying on. Stale assumptions drift when the input snapshot is not rechecked. Tool failure breaks a step mid-flight. Partial progress piles up without verification. Runaway scope creeps past the original task. And unclear completion means the agent cannot even tell you whether it is done. Each of these is invisible inside a single interactive session because the work finishes before any of them can surface. The answer is an autonomous task contract with 13 fields. It starts with the objective, the authorized scope, and the non-goals, what this task will deliberately not touch. Then the inputs and the source of truth, the milestones, and the progress signal. The rest of the contract binds the run, verification per milestone, a maximum time, turn, and cost boundary, a retry policy, an escalation condition, terminal success, terminal failure, and recovery. A contract that stops describing the task is a contract the task will outgrow. Here is the single most important sentence in this session: a terminal condition changes persistence, not authority. Do not stop tells the agent to keep writing artifacts and keep reporting progress. It does not authorize deployment, deletion, external messaging, or scope expansion. Continuing work is one axis, gaining permission is a completely different one. The moment a long-running task infers new authority from being told to continue, it has become a permission injection risk. Persistence and authority must never be conflated. Milestones are what make a long task recoverable. Each one should produce a durable artifact or observable state, be independently verifiable, be small enough to retry, leave the repository recoverable, and update the remaining plan based on evidence. Avoid milestones like work on implementation. Prefer add the failing test for invalid token input and record the failure. A milestone you can verify is a milestone you can recover from. A milestone you cannot verify is just a hope with a name. When work spans long sessions, context compacts, so the durable truth has to live in artifacts, not in conversation history. The hidden conversation history is the least reliable layer. It compacts away, and the task should never depend on it as the only source of truth. The progress ledger survives a new session, and project artifacts are the most durable layer of all. Decisions, verification output, and scope restatements belong there. Distinguish facts from tentative hypotheses, and restate the current scope after every compaction. The progress ledger is the artifact that makes a long task resumable. For each milestone, it records the status, the changed artifacts, the verification run, the observed result, and the next authorized step. Written down, the ledger is what a new session reads to continue the work. Without it, context loss is progress loss. Everything the task learned disappears with the conversation window. Multiple agents help only when the work is independently partitionable, when ownership is clear, when file system rights will not conflict, when the work is valuable enough to justify the coordination cost, and when the results can be synthesized through explicit contracts. Do not use multiple agents merely because the task is long. Two agents editing the same file are not speed, they are merge conflict in progress. 6 failure patterns to recognize on site. Repeated retries with the same error mean the retry policy is broken. Escalate instead of looping. 90% complete without evidence means the milestone was never verifiable. A task continuing after its input becomes stale means no freshness check on the source of truth. A context summary that omits a critical restriction means the ledger did not carry the boundary. 2 agents editing the same file means ownership was never partitioned. And a monitor treating no change as failure means the unchanged state behavior was never defined. The acceptance checklist has 7 gates. Objective and authority are separate. Milestones are independently verifiable. Progress survives a new session. Retry and escalation conditions are explicit. Success and failure are terminal and observable. No additional permission was inferred from persistence. And multi-agent work, if used, has non-overlapping ownership. A task contract is not complete until all 7 close. That is Session 10. Design autonomy before you ask for it. A task told to keep going without a contract will drift. Write the 13-field contract. Remember that a terminal condition changes persistence, not authority. Build milestones that are durable, verifiable, small enough to retry, and recoverable. Keep the ledger. It is what survives context loss. Diagnose the failure lab by the policy gap, not the symptom. And next session, plugins.